Hey everyone! So, in the latter part of September, I had the opportunity to attend the very first Elegant Southern Style weekend at Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee, which was hosted by Priscilla Presley, and she had several guests there, including the senior homes editor of Southern Living magazine, Zoe Gowen, and I absolutely loved the weekend, and I'm very excited for this coming year's weekend. So, with that being said, I will talk now finally about why I love this weekend so much, and I just cannot wait for the next one. So here's the proof that I've been teaching at university for probably far too long. I've made myself a list of everything that I wanted to talk about. But first and foremost, I loved the Elegant Southern Style weekend at Graceland because we got to have supper with Priscilla Presley. And I don't mean just sitting in a room where she was several hundred yards in front of us, like I've spent sometimes with her in the same room before, where she's way up on stage and I'm way back in what's called the back 40 colloquially in the United States. I'm way far away from her. No, she came individually to each table and sat and talked with the people who were there, with her guests. And when she feels very comfortable with people, she will actually hug us. So the pictures that I have with her are of me getting hugged by her, which felt very warm and very welcoming and very intimate, just kind of like I was in her house and she was kind of like my aunt, honestly. She would just hug people, and I loved that about her. I also loved how really, truly elegant she is, and also how soft spoken she is. She is an extremely classy lady, and I so look forward to spending more time with her in the coming year again. I love that so much about her. Also, I loved the Elegant Southern Style weekend because when Zoe Gowen was talking about how to decorate your home with flowers and how to also set and embellish your supper table for guests or just for everyday use, she really talked about how there really are not such rigid rules to Southern decor that you maybe might think. It's not anymore just, oh, well, when you set the supper table, you have to use all silver or you have to use like mostly china, Limoges, or oh, it needs to be um, mostly crystal additional decorations. It's not like that, and I found that very refreshing that she actually mixed silver with crystal and so on and so forth. And when she was talking about the use of florals in table decor, she also talked about mixing ferns with roses, or mixing ferns with orchids, just or little bushes with orchids, just to have some different textures that would surprise the eyes. And I loved that as well. It wasn't like, oh, the need to be only orchids. No, it was very imaginative and very fun, and I loved that about it. Um, Thirdly, but certainly not least, I love, love, love Jim Norton's spicy Tennessee mac and cheese. I know that that's a stereotype, but it's a true stereotype if there ever was one, that no matter where I have lived or visited in the United States, there is mac and cheese to be seen everywhere and to be loved everywhere. But this is probably my favorite, and it was unexpected because You use olive oil with it, which is more of like an Italian type of treatment for pasta. He uses mayonnaise, sharp cheddar, smoked Gouda, cream cheese, and he also, this is the really great part in my opinion, applewood smoked bacon for his mac and cheese recipe, which is absolutely delicious. And we ate it there as guests. That was one of the parts of the meal for one of the suppers that we had with Priscilla. So more on meeting Priscilla, just her as hostess. One of the memories that she shared with us that I will always cherish is when she talked about purchasing the first Christmas gift for Elvis, her very first time coming to Graceland for Christmas. She thought to herself, you know, what can you purchase for someone who probably has everything already, or at least has the means to acquire everything already? Well, she chose for him a musical cigarette box, and the staff from archives actually took it out of archives for her, and so she sat and she wound it up for all of us so that we could hear what it sounded like. And it was just such a beautiful, reverent moment. Literally, all you could hear was the sound of the music box playing, and it was just very, very special. And she showed us a lot of pieces from Graceland archives that normally are not on display in Graceland when you visit. So it felt very special. One of the funnier things that she showed us that are not normally on display are the pictures of Elvis trying on his movie clothing and his suits that he wore in his films, and grimacing. Like, his face is priceless in some of those photos. I have to tell you, he was not having fun trying on a lot of those suits. He didn't look comfortable in them, and so he's like this. He's like forcing a smile, like, can we please get this over with, like, right now? It was so cute because she would just look at those photos of him and just smile and just be like, you know, why don't you lighten up a little bit? And it was just kind of like she was conversing with him, looking at his photos. But it was just so beautiful and just so funny. I will end this video. I mean, I have so many more memories of this elegant Southern style weekend, but I just wanted to touch on some of my first impressions, first of all. And also, shout out to Miss Althea. I love your house. Thank you. Also, shout out to Aunt Karen and all of the other beautiful people that I met. Thank you for, you know who you are. There's a lovely couple who were very instrumental in the building of and decoration of the guest house at Graceland, who very graciously drove me back to my car across the road in the other parking lot. My first time ever meeting them. Thank you for being so gracious and so helpful. So one of the things that I told you in my last video about my going to Memphis is that I wanted to meet Priscilla to see if she might autograph this for me. So, well, that's going to be all for this video. It's actually quite long already. We're going on 10 minutes. So thank you so much for watching, and a little bit later on in the month I will share even more memories of the first elegant Southern style weekend at Graceland. But Priscilla and Zoe and Jim, everybody else, thank you so much for being there. I know I'm not mentioning everyone I met, but thank you so much. Bye.